If you have recently been asked to complete a form on the computer, you probably found that instead of typing in your answers, your responses in many cases were selected from a series of drop-down menus. The reason for the drop-down menu is to limit the scope of the answers. Although computers sort data extremely rapidly, they have trouble sorting when the data is not in the expected format. When this happens, errors increase and response times plummet. There are literally hundreds of different ways that a given date can be expressed. Location variations are even more numerous, but as with dates, the computer works faster and finds the critical missing documents when locations are in a specified format. This seems to be the case when searching for records in partner sites, as well as in family search records. Sometimes in the past we assumed that the location is unique because we have always assumed it is the case. However, even a common name such as Kentucky can refer to multiple cities and counties in the USA and in other countries, as well as to the state of Kentucky. Correct format of name, dates, and locations is also required in submitting names for ordnance work. Once the data is in standardized format, the system will adjust to differing languages and cultures without a problem. Standardized format for dates: numeric day, space, fully spelled out month, space, and complete numeric year. Standardized format for locations: fully spelled out current country, plus available current political subdivisions, the state, the county, and the city. The country should be located on the far right with commas and spaces separating each political subdivision. Computer search formulas allow documents to be found for a city, even when the country or other subdivisions have changed over time. Family Tree provides a drop-down menu to help find the standardized date and location. This drop-down menu is automatically activated by entering a date or location where none existed, or by modifying one that did exist with new information gleaned from a source. You will see the line of information that you entered, followed by the drop-down menu of suggested dates or locations. Click on the appropriate line within the drop-down menu, and it will immediately replace the line that you originally entered. If you do not need to change the date or location, other than to standardize them, click first on the date or location, then click Edit, then add a space behind the shown date or location. At that point, the drop-down menu will appear immediately below the line that you were working on. As above, click on the appropriate line from the drop-down menu to move the data from the drop-down menu into the Vital Information area. Remember that clicking on the green suggestion line will not make the change that you want. The change has to be done from within the drop-down menu. Adding data on a new individual identified in a source from a record based on a search for a relative can provide the option to standardize as the date is entered. Activate the drop-down menu by adding a space behind the date or location, or clicking on the side arrow from on top of whatever date or location comes from the new record. Standardizing dates and locations makes it possible and easy to find those critical sources that create a more complete picture of your relative and identify additional family members.